Hi, and welcome to the MaryLee Herrmann Show. Thanks for being here, and welcome to 2021. Happy New Year! Yay! So, for New Year's Eve, I went to a friend of mine's, and just a few of us, got together outside on their back patio where they have a fire pit. And one of my friends had the idea she brought her planner from 2020 and ripped it apart. We had built a fire, and we each got a number of months, and we threw those months into the fire pit, into the fire and the flames, and had a ceremonial burning. Goodbye 2020. And granted, yes, 2020 was definitely the most, I'm not even sure how to say. I don't like to say unprecedented because that's just so overused, but it really was such a crazy year, so much that there's a lot of pressure on 2021 in some regard. And I've never felt more of a collective, thank goodness that year's gone. We get a fresh start. And I thought, this burning of the calendar, of the planner thing, really is something that might be good to do every year, because it really is the beginning of the year. You afford yourself that. You allow yourself that. It's like, okay, fresh start, new year. What am I going to do this year? And granted, it's not a completely blank slate. We do have baggage, responsibilities, goals that maybe weren't completely accomplished in the previous year, things that we bring into the new year with us. Experiences, some good, some less than. One thing, though, that I do get to do fresh every year, regardless, around November, December, every year I'll kind of start looking for my planner for the next year. And just like with my journals, I'm looking for something that the cover is appealing to me, that I like the layout, and I like how it feels even. I mean, this is something that I'm going to be with for the whole next year. And if I utilize it well, writing down appointments and dates and such, then it's a helpful tool, and it can really help, can be empowering. It really can be empowering. And I recall in December of 2019 coming across this one planner, and it was at a Marshall's or Ross in LA. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. For one, it was marked down to like 99 cents. And I'm like, okay, but this is for the coming year, right? And I kept looking at it like, okay, yeah, this is for 2020. And I loved how thin it was. And but it was full page. It is, still have it. It's full page, but it was thin enough, and at the same time, the cover was sturdy enough that I could put it in my purse, which usually is a little backpack or such, and carry it with me. And I know that you can use your phone to put appointments, and sometimes I do that too, but to me there's just something that I'm able to stay more organized if I use pen and paper and write it down. And so this planner was like, oh my gosh, this is life-changing. I love it. I love the color of it. And I hadn't seen this type of planner very often. And so I thought, oh, this is great. Well, this year, 2020 rather, I wasn't able to go into stores, right? We're staying out of public places as much as we can, and being safe. And I thought, well, okay, I'll look online. And by the time I thought about it, and I looked online, and I wanted that same layout, I wanted that same style of planner, and I looked up the company online, and their website was sold out of any of the covers that I would have chosen, that I would have liked. And I thought, oh, darn it. And I looked a little bit online, but I wasn't really finding anything. And plus, I like to hold it. I like to know how this is going to feel. And like I said, I'm using it all year long. This is going to be with me 365 years, or 365 days at least. And and sometimes when you buy something online, it's not what you really, the picture looks like, or you can't really tell the quality of the paper. And I went to the Marshalls here about a week and a half before Christmas. I went crack of dawn, right when they were opening, and there's like 3 cars in the parking lot, and I went and looked to see if there was any planners. Now, I was mainly there to pick up a few little gifts for Christmas for people, and I saw one cover that I liked, but I was like, oh, I really love that other style that I had last year. It fit so great just into my purse and my backpack. But this one I just kept thinking about, and I was like, well, you know what, never mind. If it doesn't, nothing feels like that's the planner, then just never mind. And I went and took care of it, my other shopping, and I wanted to get in there and get out of there as quickly as possible. Well, while I was shopping, it came to mind, and I just kept thinking, oh, I really like the cover of that. I really like the cover of that. It'd be great if I could find a planner similar with the style of the one I had last year that was thinner, and but with a similar cover. And then I started recalling, well, the main reason why I liked that was because it would fit into my purse or backpack. But I didn't go many places this past year, 2020, right? I was at home, and my planner was on my desk most of the time. And, I loved having it the first few months of 2020 when I'd never know when I was going to get work. I'd be out and about and I'd get a call for work. So it's like, okay, great, write it down in the planner. Or an appointment or a meeting or an event. Well, come March and April, that all shut down. And I don't have appointments and meetings. I have things I want to tend to and assignments for myself. But I realized that I'm not out and about, and it's not as though I needed something that had to be so mobile and light and fit in my backpack. And I went back and decided that, you know what, yep, that's it. It's okay to have a bulkier planner because really having that lightweight one didn't make much of a difference last year. And who knows what the universe has in store for me, right? And I realized then too that looking at my planner from last year that there was other elements to it, other organizational tools inside of it, not quite the Franklin Covey design or anything, but things that I didn't even really notice. I just would go to the month layout because that's the mandatory thing for me. I have to be able to look at my month at a glance. And I realized all these other things that I could have been using and filling in to help me be more organized. And so I decided to, this year I'm going to, I took a look at my new planner. This is the cover. I love it. I think I've mentioned how much gold. Red and gold. Purple is my very, very favorite color, but red and gold has kind of been appealing to me a lot lately, and especially the gold and gold stars. I think because when I binge watched Glee this summer, and I'd never seen it before, and this is so bad. Rachel, the lead character, she gives herself gold stars, and I thought, what a neat thing is that she'll give herself gold stars. And I'm like, you know what if we all gave ourselves gold stars instead of feeling like we had to get those from outside people, energy, places, that we had to earn them from other people and based on what other people's opinions are, whether we deserve a gold star or not. So I've decided I want to put gold stars in my world, and that's one of the reasons why it's the constellations. And I thought, okay, I love this color. I love the dark blue, and of the dark sky, and the gold stars. Then I actually took a look. I made sure when I was in the store, and again, some of it's for brevity. Just you're in the store and you don't want to be touching everything that people are doing. And I just wanted to make sure that yes, there's my monthly layout. And so I can look at my month at a glance there. But I started thinking, what other tools might this little treasure have? And okay, so open up the front cover, and so there's the front cover, and there is a folder. And it may not seem like a big deal to you, but for me, with kind of wanting to embrace as much as I can to organize myself with what I have and to empower myself with what tools and things are at my disposal immediately, instead of feeling like, oh, if I only had this, my world would be better. You hear that plane overhead? Maybe it's a sign. 2021, we're all going to soar. But I thought to myself when I saw this, which isn't necessarily something that would make me buy a planner, but I thought, you know, what's kind of exciting is that I don't know what this year is going to hold for me. And who knows how I might decide to utilize those folders. You know, it's like I've thought, you know what, I really need to go back to doing my month-to-month bookkeeping. Not that I have a lot of receipts right now, but still, there's just definitely something about that. So maybe one of these will be for that month's receipts, whatever month it is, and then at the end of the month, I'll do my bookkeeping and make sure that my receipts are all in order. And yeah, okay, contacts, not likely going to use that one, but then I thought, you know, it couldn't at least hurt to have my my doctor's names and things like that. Emergency contacts, because I don't have them memorized, right? They're all in my phone. I should always be able to access my phone. Well, your phone is technology, and there is the possibility the battery's going to run out, or you don't have it, or you're not in a condition to, you know, if you're separated from your phone and someone else needs that emergency information. So not that they're necessarily going to go into my planner or what have you, but I just thought it couldn't hurt to have the information there, and my insurance information perhaps. And then there's a quote at the beginning of each month. So January 2021. This is your year. I'll take that. Take inspiration wherever I can get it. And so then here's the month at a glance. And it's, so January goals. I'm like, wow, right here in my planner to have my goals, because if you're going to this daily anyway, to kind of keep refreshing, you know, keeping in your mind and reminding you like, okay, what things do I want to accomplish this month? And have I done that yet? Or what can I do today to be working toward that goal, whether it's completing the entire goal or simply one little step for it. And January birthdays, I always put them out in the month layout. But I thought, well, if they're right here, then I can just look at a glance and see like, okay, if there's any birthday cards I want to buy, or just make sure I'm, you know, sending someone a birthday wish. January anniversaries. My first thought was, well, you know, wedding anniversaries generally, it's like I don't have many people that I'm really on top of their anniversaries. So it's not something that I would necessarily record, but then I thought, what about anniversaries for myself? What if there's things that for myself I might want to start honoring, or at least being aware of, you know, certain things that might have happened. So maybe something will happen in January, and I'll write it down here so that next January I'm aware and reminded, you know, I can look back. And January to-dos. So, okay, things that I know I want to accomplish this month. And like I said, just like with the journal, it's like by writing it down, it kind of makes it real, and it takes it off, you know, it takes it out of your mind a little bit if that's what you need to be able to organize other things in your head, but it's still here. And so it helps kind of keep you in order. And and then of course my monthly layout, like I said, I've got to have the monthly layout. I like that the book lays flat. So that's a big thing for me, especially because, like I said, I don't necessarily need a book that is going to travel well with me, because I'm not going to be traveling for a little bit probably. And, well, who knows? But what I do know, okay, there's the U.S. holidays. I like that they specify U.S. holidays at the back there too. the day of the year that those are. Oh, including daylight savings time. I've got no excuses now for not being on time somewhere. So I guess when I'm just excited because it's like, okay, new year, new fresh start. I look forward to sitting and having a cup of tea and filling in the birthdays. And first thing I'm going to put in here is my niece. She's getting married this year. She was proposed to over in December, and now they have their wedding date picked. So I'm going to look forward to writing that in here. And again, just utilizing this in a way that there's tools in here, there's things in here other than just writing down what I need to do that day. Being able to really just honor the fact that there's a year ahead, 365 days. And who knows what the year holds? Who knows what's going to come at me? And the best I can do is be as prepared as possible, and as the same time be as flexible as possible, because I wasn't, we didn't know how 2020 was going to turn out. And that's the thing, is that we never know how it's going to turn out. But I do feel that the more prepared I am in what levels I can be of what things that matter to me, and this sort of helps bring a lot of things that matter to me together. So, all right, well, thanks so much, and I hope that you have I hope your 2021 is already off to a great start. And if you're feeling kind of discouraged about it or not sure, maybe go get a planner and kind of start putting in things that, whether it's official dates, people's birthdays, or if it's things that you want to set for yourself, like, okay, every Wednesday night I'm going to watch a movie, or every Friday I'm going to go for a walk, or every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I'm going to exercise, or what have you. Write those things in your planner, and that will make them more real to you. All right, thanks so much, and have a great day.